When you graduate with a chemical engineering degree, you become a chemical engineer, right? But the funny thing is that in the industry, there is no role called a chemical engineer. Therefore, when you go into the industry, your job title will change depending on what it is that you're working with. So in this video, we have decided to have a look at some of the job titles which chemical engineers can work as. So remember to watch the video till the very end and remember to like and subscribe to Chemical Engineering Life for more videos. Thank you. The very first job role for chemical engineer is the process engineer role. Process engineer is the most common and a core role for chemical engineers, where you will be working directly with the production and turning raw materials into valuable products. You will be responsible for making sure that the production works as it should, meets the annual production demands, and that all the equipment are maintained. The responsibilities and the focus areas may of course change depending on what sort of sector you're working in, and further specialized knowledge may be required. But regardless of which sector you are in, if you wish to work within this role, you will need to have a very good understanding of the advanced principles of process engineering. Another job role for chemical engineers is that of a manufacturing engineer. Now, many people sadly get confused between a process engineer and a manufacturing engineer, and they're rightly so because they are very similar, but they both work in a very different production environment. Process engineers, they focus entirely on unit operations, whereas manufacturing engineers focus on the design and operation of machinery and systems. In simple terms, process engineers create their products using the principles of chemistry and the unit operations, whereas manufacturing engineers create their products by putting physical components together. Hence, the role of manufacturing engineer is much more prevalent within industries such as medical devices, automobile, aerospace, and so on. Then do remember that just like process engineer is the core role for chemical engineers, the manufacturing engineer can be considered to be a core role for mechanical engineers. But since chemical engineers have such advanced knowledge of productions, therefore they can also easily fit into this role as well. Another job role for chemical engineers is that of a quality engineer. Now, as the name suggests, you will be responsible for making sure that the final products that are being produced meet the quality requirements and standards. As a quality assurance engineer, you can expect to work with lots of documentation and to learn about the regulatory and governmental standards such as the FDA regulations, ISO standards, and so on. The requirements and the job responsibility may of course change depending on what industry you are in, because if you're working with the pharma products, then your standards change, whereas if you're working within oil and gas, then your standards will be very different. The benefit of a chemical engineer working as a quality engineer is that they can easily make assessments and conclusions provided their own expertise in the production environment, and then they can easily come up with ways to improve the quality by making reasonable steps for process engineers to follow. Another job role for chemical engineers is that of a safety engineer. Now, this is another production role, and safety engineers are the ones that make sure that everyone goes home alive at the end of the day. Safety engineers help identify how and where accidents can take place, and they try to minimize that. So basically, since chemical engineers have the advanced knowledge of process equipment and process plants, and they have to go through this rigorous course during their university years in risk assessment, they can easily identify the risk that either the equipment or the production has on the people around them, and then they can easily help to minimize those risks. You can expect, of course, not to be working directly with the production equipment or process engineering principles, but rather you will just be there to quantify the risk of the environment to the employees. For chemical engineers is that of a mining engineer. Now, the mining engineers, they work to create systems for locating, extracting, and transporting natural resources. Their focus tends to be on the mining equipment, and in order for them to extract the raw materials from the mines. As a chemical engineer, you may have to take additional courses in order to get yourself acquainted with the mining equipment and in order to get the understanding of the mining standards and the requirements that the different roles may have. And And that was all for this video, but if you feel that we missed out on a role, then do remember to tell us in the comments below. And also don't forget to become a free member today at www.ChemEnggLife.com and join the growing community of chemical engineers. And remember to like, share and subscribe to ChemEnggLife channel for more videos. Thank you and have a great day.